Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Family Sedan channel. Ripple just spent $250 million buying a company that specializes in the custody of cryptocurrencies. So I'll just say this at the outset of the video. This to me does not look like a company that is concerned about any sort of negative repercussions from the SEC v. Ripple case, certainly not from a financial perspective. Because in theory, if there were full disgorgement to the tune of whatever the SEC was asking for, was it 1.2 billion or something stupid like that? Well, if Ripple thought that that was actually going to happen or potentially couldn't cover it, I don't think they'd separately be spending $250 million. Now, the truth is, part of it, yeah, is also like a stock deal. And so the total value is $250. And I don't know what the split is. I haven't seen anywhere that they publicly mentioned that. So some of it's actual cash, and then some certain percentages a stock deal. But either way, even if it's a lower percentage that's actually cash, and I don't know if it is, maybe it's a high percentage that's cash. Either way, do you go on a spending spree if you're kind of worried about the future? I'm thinking that Ripple and the CEO Brad Garlinghouse not exactly concerned. I also want to share with you some information regarding Ripple and allegations of them, paying cryptocurrency exchanges like COINBASE to list XRP. So here's a headline that came out today. Ripple CTO speaks on allegations that Ripple paid Coinbase to list XRP. So I'm going to take that one head on. But before going further ado, to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, I'll note that from Ripple's blog series called Ripple Insights, they note right at the top, and I just found this part to be interesting, that they're anticipating that the crypto asset class, in terms of crypto custody, just the custody portion, it's expected to reach a staggering $10 trillion by 2030. So 7 years from now or so, $10 trillion. I don't even know if it's going to take that long to hit $10 trillion in terms of market cap, but obviously optimistic for the future in terms of continued adoption of crypto, and I firmly believe that to be the case, which is why I've long been saying that the best asset class to invest in for the next decade, even from this point in time, is the cryptocurrency asset class. That's where the most opportunity is. Which isn't to say there isn't risk. There is tremendous risk for many reasons, but there's also the most opportunity, which is why I'm happy to be here. And so here's a Crypto Basic article covering this news. They write the following. Ripple Labs, a Silicon Valley-based blockchain company, has announced the acquisition of Swiss-based digital asset custody provider Medico. According to an announcement today, the development will enable Ripple to expand its offerings by providing clients with the necessary infrastructure to custody, issue, and settle tokenized assets, including cryptos. Under the acquisition, Medico will accelerate its growth trajectory by gaining access to hundreds of Ripple's clients, new capital flows to meet growing demands, and the resources to deliver on its commitment to banking and institutional clients. Ripple did not disclose the financial details of the deal. I was paused to note maybe it wasn't out at that point in time, but it was the Wall Street Journal that noted that $250 figure. Anyway, piece continues. Medico will continue to function as an independent brand and business unit. However, the acquisition will make Ripple the sole shareholder of the Swiss-based digital asset custody provider. So that's interesting. And Ripple's just trying to delve in all sorts of things crypto, obviously, and it's nice to see that they're doing that. But, well, I mean, it's only nice so long as they're staying laser focused on their core mission. But I think that this, you could argue, kind of moves in tandem because directionally, if we're going to increase the velocity of money, which makes XRP more useful via on-demand liquidity, this is one of those things that could do that. So there's that. But then you might be wondering, well, what about David Schwartz's company, PolySign, which we still don't know a ton about, but that's institutional level, enterprise grade custody. That's the understanding at this point. Well, why not PolySign? Well, XRP community member Anders shared a screen grab of a quote from David Schwartz on Twitter from today, which reads in part the following. A Ripple/PolySign deal wasn't a good fit because PolySign's roadmap leads in a different direction from Ripple's. And so I was kind of wondering that. Given that David Schwartz right there, one of the creators of XRP and the XRP ledger, also on board with this newer company PolySign, it's actually been in the works for years, and they engage in custody, but then Ripple buys a different company. And I don't have obviously any sort of inside information, but I'm willing to speculate at least a little bit on it. I don't know the answer more so than what David Schwartz stated here, but it does kind of make you wonder. Like, so PolySign, their focus seems to be specifically on getting their own individual institutional grade clients, whereas Ripple has a completely different approach that just may not have been simpatico with what PolySign is doing, because Ripple, in taking on and purchasing Medico, for custody purposes of crypto, they want to offer that to their customers. So Ripple can offer the service to the customers, and maybe it's the case that they simply wouldn't have gotten something like that with PolySign. So again, I'm not pretending to have any insider information, just a little healthy speculation there. But there had to have been a good reason. It's not some sort of indication necessarily that what PolySign is doing is somehow not bad, or not good. It doesn't mean it's bad. And here's what Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse said on this. Thrilled to welcome Medico and CEO Adrian Treccani to Ripple. As Ripple expands into custody, a key part of crypto infrastructure will be able to support customers with the technology to custody, issue, send, and settle any type of tokenized asset. This is massive. Ripple and Medico already share a focus on enterprise utility, regulatory compliance, and a global-first mindset that will help us deliver the best possible experience to our institutional customer base around the world. Coming out of one of the coldest crypto winters yet, I'm incredibly bullish about Ripple's trajectory. Every day, we're thinking about the long-term opportunity of crypto utility, putting our money/minds behind that mission, and partnering with folks who share that vision. And so now, and we'll see what positive things come from this. But again, like I said, you would think, move along the lines of further adoption of crypto. That's always good for all of us XRP holders, and certainly for Ripple. And just if you can do all sorts of things along these lines, all under one house, because again, Ripple's customers aren't retail speculators like us. They're businesses, they're financial institutions which want to offer such opportunities to their enterprise-grade customers. So if there's just more of this, that increases the velocity of money. So that's probably at the core of the general, in the loosest terms, that's got to be part of the general concept. I can't imagine what else it would be. And then there's this. Ripple CTO speaks on allegations that Ripple paid Coinbase to list XRP. Now, if I may first note, and I may because this is my channel, damn it, and I do what I want. This is not a new topic. In fact, let me highlight briefly this article from March 1st, 2019 from Cointelegraph, titled, Ripple Head of Markets, XRP token listing was Coinbase's independent decision. So there's always been these allegations here. And if Ripple paid anything or tried to pay, okay, fine. But if you're talking specifically about Coinbase here, the answer, unless you think Ripple's lying, is no here. And this dates back to 2019, but I'll get to the most recent part. Anyway, blockchain payment network Ripple did not influence the United States cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase's decision to list XRP, a senior executive claimed on social media on February 27th. As part of a Twitter debate involving United Kingdom-based entrepreneur investor Alastair Milne, Ripple's head of markets, Miguel Villas, broke ranks with previous correspondents from Ripple about Coinbase. Milne had written to the company asking for comment on rumors, which assert that Ripple either paid or offered an incentive to Coinbase in order to list XRP on its professional trading platform, Coinbase Pro. In response, Coinbase's director of communications, Elliot Suthers, refused to discuss the issue in public, offering only the option of a private conversation. After Milne uploaded a screenshot of Suthers' email to Twitter, Villas weighed in, denying outright any allegations. Quote, "We're happy to go on the record," end quote. And so he wrote that contradicting Suthers' perspective, and he added the following. This is again a quote from Miguel Villas, who was then head of XRP markets. He since left the company, but here's what he said at the time. Coinbase's listing of XRP, also not our token, was Coinbase's independent decision. We did not give them anything to make it happen, end quote. And so I remember talking about this at the time, and unless there's some sort of evidence to the contrary, well, there you go. But thanks to legal happenings going on right now, and information that ended up being admitted during the discovery process in the SEC Ripple case, and as a result Judge Torres' decision in terms of what would or wouldn't be redacted for the public. Now we have this from the Crypto Basic. Ripple CTO speaks on allegations that Ripple paid Coinbase to list XRP. David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, recently commented on the allegations that Ripple paid Coinbase to have XRP listed on its platform. The accusations, which sprang up in 2018 in a Bloomberg report, were recently reignited following Judge Torres' latest ruling on the Ripple v. SEC case. I don't know why they keep writing that backwards. It's the SEC v. Ripple case, but they insist on doing it exactly wrong. I don't know. A scam detective, an anonymous yet self-acclaimed on-chain scam detector, recently asked for information on how much Ripple paid Coinbase to have XRP listed. While others have directly dismissed the question as invalid, stressing that there was no payment, Schwartz's response left room for speculation. And here's what Schwartz wrote. The story of Coinbase listing XRP is the only story I most wish I could tell that I can't. End quote. Now, that doesn't mean that there's some sort of secret, I want to tell you that we did pay them to list it. No, my guess is it's to the contrary, because we already had, and before the lawsuit, before people had their lips sewed up because of legal implications, well, Miguel Villas, way before the SEC lawsuit, he was able to talk about it. We already know the answer. Unless you think David Schwartz is going to contradict that, I sure don't. So I think that this is, in all likelihood, a big nothing. And perhaps once the SEC v. Ripple lawsuit is over, we'll get the rest of David Schwartz's thoughts here. But to read into that and just think that this means something, that Ripple did something bad and that David was about to spill the beans on his own company, to me that seems silly. I really don't see that in the least here. Let me know what you think, but I'll wrap up here. I am not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because if anything I say are right, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, family sedan.